Hello, adventurer. Welcome to the first episode of a weekly series I'm calling Mastering the Stone, a challenge where I take a character from 0 to 2k Mythic Plus score, but with some parameters. I will be playing my Blood Death Knight, one of my severely underplayed alts. I have unlinked my character from Raider.io so other players can't see my main tune's score. For this challenge, I will not be playing this character with friends or guildmates, only pugs and people we meet along this journey, and I'm giving myself a starting allowance of 5,000 gold. Oh yeah, and I'm limiting my playtime to 6 hours a week off stream. My goal is to simulate a casual plus player experience with limited time to play to see how long it takes me to get to Keystone Master in Season 4. So starting off, week 1, we are currently at 0 Mythic Plus score and 457 item level. First things first, we need to get some gear before we can even think about doing mythics. It looks like I have an unclaimed vault from who knows when, and the weekly quest is to complete 5 time walking dungeons, so let's grab that too. I should also figure out a way to make some money, so I'm picking up skinning and disenchanting to make a quick buck on the auction house to afford some crafting and enchants. I wanted to jump on these time walking dungeons right away because I feel like most people try and get this quest done at the beginning of the week. It was really cool seeing the old dungeons. I haven't done a lot of these before. The second dungeon we get this really cool two-handed weapon, which is a pretty sweet upgrade for me. And this is where I kind of pick up the pace in this dungeon because I really just want to get out of it and put on my new weapon. It's not a huge upgrade, but it does bring my item level up to 459, so that's an improvement. And the cool thing about Death Knights is that I won't have to spend any money on weapon enchants because of rune forging. It's going to save me a ton of gold, especially at these lower levels. After enchanting my weapon, I get right back to blasting through these time walking dungeons. Got a couple more upgrades, but I'm nervous on using them because I do have set pieces on this guy, so I don't know if the item level is worth the set piece. It's time to turn the quest. Let's see what we get. Looks like we got some hands. Now this is a huge upgrade. 502, bringing us to 464. We have a couple more ways to get our item level up just a little bit. One of those ways is the Emissary quest and also the Dream Surge weekly quest. It's not my favorite thing to do, but it does give me a little more time to play my class, figure out all the different buttons. Rather do it here than in the dungeon and jeopardize the team, I suppose. I kind of feel like I went maybe easy mode choosing a tank for this challenge because I can solo pretty much everything. I might take a little bit longer to kill stuff, but I can get the job done. Tanks and healers are also always in demand, so if you're doing this journey alongside me as a DPS, you might have to wait a little bit longer, or just start your own groups. Now after all this riveting B-roll, it's time to turn in my Dream Surge quest. Turned out pretty good. We got an upgrade, a nice belt, 480, so that's a big item level upgrade as well. So now we're about two and a half hours in, and with all the upgrades, we're sitting at about 470, and I thought this was a good chance to challenge myself and sign up for a Mythic 0 dungeon. Now this is going to be strictly for loot as well. This does not count towards my Mythic Plus rating. And well, it didn't go great. So for my first Mythic dungeon on this character, I decided to sign up for a Algathar Academy, which isn't the hardest of the dungeons, but it certainly isn't the easiest. There's a lot of mechanics that you have to be aware of, and everything started surprisingly well. I mean, we weren't really pumping as much damage as I think we should have been pumping, and a Mythic 0. There's a couple. There was like one big pumper. I like to start with the tree boss first because not only is he the hardest of the bosses, but it's nice to use Lust if you have it on this one. This boss got away from us a little bit, which was kind of to be expected. People didn't really understand where to drop the saplings or how to get out of it, but big props to the mage in this one, and also the healer. We did have to use a B-res, but not a problem. I was doing Death Knight things. And we ended up one-shotting it, which is pretty cool. It gave me a little bit more hope for the rest of this dungeon. After this, we went right on to Croth. No problems there. But we did start falling apart during Veximus, which didn't do much for our morale. This second wipe was probably my bad. I think I collected one too many orbs. But, you know, someone had to do it, I guess. And you know what they say, third time's a charm. So we ended up killing Veximus on our third attempt. Really proud of everybody. What I wasn't proud of is using the Lust right before we kill him, but that's okay. We didn't need it for the last boss anyway. Final boss went down without a hitch. And yeah, I got some pants. This whole experience took a little bit longer than I would have liked to, especially since we're on a time crunch. That's the deadly game we play, though. I think after that dungeon I took a break for the night, and the next day I had to finish my emissary quests. There's no harm in learning about the dungeons and finishing them on heroic before you jump into Mythic and Mythic Plus. There is a lot of different mechanics that you have to know for those dungeons at that high of a level. After turning in my emissary quest, looks like we got a couple more things. We're coming up on the 5-hour mark, and I wanted to get one more Mythic 0 in, so I signed up for a Brackenhide Hollow. And the funny thing about this group is that it was already in progress. So their tank left them after not getting anything off of the first boss. Also seemed like they all knew each other. Honestly, not much happened. They were a solid group, and we kind of blasted through the dungeon. And this was perfect because of, you know, our 6-hour time limit that we put on ourselves. It was so good, in fact, that I got a friend request from one of them. So we now have our first friend on this journey. Maybe we can play a couple more games with them. I really did like playing with this group. It seemed like everybody really knew what they were doing and understood all the mechanics. I didn't get any gear, but that's okay. I got practice. Practice and achievements. Double win. Before we log off this character for the week, I need to start selling some things on the auction house. We'll leave it overnight and see if we make any money. And currently we are sitting at 478 and 14,500 gold, which is really awesome. We started at 5,000 gold and 450. So we're making some headway on our journey. We don't have any Mythic Plus score yet, but that's okay. Maybe next week we can try and start doing 2s, get a couple points on the board. Well, anywho, if you enjoyed this content for some reason and you'd like to continue with me on this journey to KSM, consider subscribing. And remember, happy adventuring, love one another, and be safe out there. Okay, bye.